Hey everyone, this is MrAddOil again, helping you fight your today for your better tomorrow. And in this video, we're going to wrap up the series on where we talk about career alternatives for people who know how to code, but can't get a job as a software developer, either intentionally or because the market was that way when they're trying to apply. So we'll be talking about the remaining role or remaining type of area that you can kind of get into, which is an entrepreneurial role. So this video will be relatively short. I mean, the entrepreneurial roles that you can get is basically you launch your own startup, right? Either as like a solopreneur where you're like chief product officer or you're a CPO or CEO of your own company. I mean, the overview for this type of job description is you're basically, I mean, as a startup owner, you're in charge of everything, right? You're in charge of sales, product, engineering, and other intricate or nuanced stuff in between. I mean, you don't have to do it alone. I mean, you can find like another co-founder that can play the business co-founder or the technical co-founder. But with your coding skills, like depending on how good it is, you can be the technical co-founder or you can be somewhere in the middle and become like the product co-founder. In terms of skill sets, right? Like a lot of your skill sets from being an individual contributor, either as, you know, these other roles that we talked about in the previous videos, like being a sales engineer, being a product manager, all of this basically fits into an entrepreneurial role, like a CEO or a CPO. But you have to add the leadership aspect to it. So you're in charge of leading your own company. You're in charge of its own growth, getting investors to invest in your startup idea. And then like there's like this HR management aspect to where you have to hire people. I mean, this is the more riskier type of role that you want to jump yourself into. But depending on where you are at when you're trying to switch into like a developer role, whether that's like as a new grad or a career transitioner, this might be a viable option, but this is definitely the more riskier of the bunch. In terms of compensation, I mean, the real, I guess, like leadership roles will be like in the minimum like 200K per year and plus like equity in the company. But as like a startup founder, you won't be getting paid that much or at all. So you have to consider that. It is not that cool. And that's all I have for this video. So this is just a quick recap, and I just wanted to end it off with this option of becoming your own boss, starting your own startup and starting your own company as in an entrepreneurial role as like a CEO or a chief product officer. But a quick recap of all the roles that we talked about. You can look at my previous videos where we talked about technical customer-facing roles that you can get with your coding skills, or non-customer-facing roles that you can get with your coding skills. So for the technical customer-facing roles, you can try to aim for a developer advocate, a sales engineer, a technical customer success manager, and for non-customer-facing roles, you can aim for a product manager or a product marketing manager type of role. And then lastly, in this video, we talked about entrepreneurship or being your own boss, starting your own company.